All right, friends, I want you to think about how this opening lead sounds, because today when you're doing your action, I want you to make your paragraph really like engaging and exciting, and you have to kind of build up to your action. So this was a lead that someone had done. Splash! I lazily kicked my legs in the warm seawater as I drifted from the ocean shore. Suddenly I felt something smooth brush up against my legs. I looked down and found myself face to face with a bull shark. That's pretty exciting. So that kind of like introduced what is going to happen in the problem, right? This person is face to face with a shark. That's going to be a problem. But look at how they describe that. That they're drifting away from the shore. Oh no, I'm getting way out here. And then all of a sudden I feel something smooth. And then face to face. So now we've already introduced our characters and our setting yesterday. And we're going to start to get to that rising action or problem. So now they said it was certainly not how I pictured my day going. It was spring 2017 and my family and I had gone on a spring break trip to Florida. We decided to visit Kokomo Bay and had beaten the crowds. I eagerly grabbed my new donut inner tube when we arrived and headed off to the warm, salty water. So that kind of is building up, getting to that. We know exactly when, where, how, who they're with. Rising action. It's the second stage of the plot where the conflict is introduced and the story is going to get interesting. Sarah, my mom called out, don't go too far from the shore. Yeah, my dad added, I heard the news that there have been sharks sighted in the area. I'll be fine, I sighed, exasperated. There was no way anything like that could happen to me. Besides, I was just going to drift right by the... So now I want you to come up with your exciting, rising action. Let me see if I can get out from this real quick. So I want you to come up with an exciting rising action. When you're thinking about your pioneer days writing, I want you to think about all the things that they would have had to deal with. So like this one is Hunters, and his action was moving west, but he wants to come up with some type of a conflict, such as he's in his covered wagon with his family and maybe one of the wheels pops off, or like yesterday, the little girl, how it started raining like a torrential downpour and they had to figure out how to get across that river. So that was their problem that they came to, and they had to make their covered wagon into a raft. Or maybe there's a fire out in the prairie at their house that they're having to battle with the fire going on. Or maybe they're being attacked by wolves. Maybe you went hunting and you got into a situation where you got lost and you couldn't find your way back. There's so many different actions and problems that could have happened to the pioneers and the Native Americans. Maybe if you're a Native American, you're being attacked by pioneers coming in and you're having to leave your home, and talking about how that feels. And so I want you to make sure that you're talking about how you felt, what was going on around you, what the problem was, how you got out of it, and I want you to make it really exciting. Use some sounds, some onomatopoeia. Make it different, okay? Make sure you're telling us all the details like an author would tell a story and it makes sense. Also, make sure you're leaving spaces between each line. It's a good idea to highlight every other line and then just write on the white lines and not the highlighted lines. All right, you can do this, kids. We got it. I want these pioneer stories to be super engaging and make them realistic fiction like they would actually have been happening back then.